officially coming with me. You got that to the club, girl, you can drink. You raise and we don't care what they think.
What's going on, BB gang? We're back. We are back with another video. And this time, it's about one of my favorite basketball players, wives, Ayesha Curry. I wasn't only going to get into this, but I want to see what's up. I want to give my opinion. I just want to be down. So let's get into this video right now. All right.
On August 20th, 2025, Ayesha Curry appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and she said some pretty interesting things.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on.
You know what's crazy? I don't see nothing wrong with nothing that she's saying. I don't see nothing wrong with nothing that she's saying. But let's continue.
My goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life.
Now, again, she's talking about her own personal plans and how that got derailed. But again, this happened almost 2 months ago. But with this podcast, it is now resurfaced all over social media and it's picking up traction again. And I believe the real reason why it is because of this.
Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out.
You see, I feel like sometimes like we rush into things and then he's like, oh, nah, yeah. And then look, you gotta go through the stages first, I feel like. But let me keep listening because I don't want to throw my opinion out there about shit. It's just basura.
What that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience.
You know what? Keeping it real, being married at one point, I can totally understand where she come from. When she saying things happen so fast and things started so quickly that, you know, you missed out on certain phases. I got married when I was, 25? So now at 33, I'm realizing like, yo, I mean, I've gotten a divorce by now. But just realizing like, damn, I wish I didn't get married so fast. I missed out on a lot of stuff.
That I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
Now, here Ayesha Curry is saying, listen, I'm still in therapy because, you know, I had my own plans. I feel like I've lost myself. And
that's understandable. That happens in marriage. And not even if you get married early, I still feel like you could lose yourself.
This is why we see Ayesha Curry doing certain things like seeking male validation.
That was crazy. Her seeking male validation. You want niggas to slide into your inbox? You feel left out? You want sausage pics? Unwarranted? You just want that?
And that was crazy. Clothes, partying with her girls in Toronto without Steph. And of course, this looks like it's disrespectful. But ultimately, what Ayesha Curry is saying, I have my own plans. I lost a lot of myself. I'm now a mother. I have 4 kids.
Yeah, she just want to have fun. I don't think she want to be a hoe. I think she just want to have some fun.
And people on the outside of the equation think
people who never been married, I feel like should not talk about this. Because if you've never been married, then you don't understand how you wrap, like getting married, you guys like wrap yourselves into each other. And, you know, sometimes, especially, I guess being with a professional basketball player, you feel me, he gold all the time, then what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you wrap yourself into somebody and they gold all the time? I get it.
Like, but you're crazy. You're with like one of the best basketball players ever. You're filthy rich. You have it all. I mean, because of him, you have these things. But that doesn't necessarily discount her own experience.
Facts.
And people are now starting to weigh in on it.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a phase.
That's what I'm saying. Why it's important to go through those stages. Because if you don't go through the stages, then yeah.
Go be a But be a safe hoe though, like protect yourself.
Facts.
Don't get pregnant.
Definitely safety first. You know, strap it up.
That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you got to go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have.
That is also true. All the things I'm saying is things that you also have to go through to understand.
She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never had a heartbroken time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like,
I'm not gonna say all that. I don't think that you need to have your heart broken and all that to appreciate the things. I don't feel like she being ungrateful either. I just feel like it's just her emotions. I don't know what I'm about.
I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff. This being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really
I'm pretty sure that shit is boring.
rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man, because she probably never experienced that. Like, when did they get together? Like high school or something? That is not enough time to be out in.
Yeah, you been with somebody since your high school years. You gotta see what else is out there
in the world and do stuff and experience stuff. Like, you don't have to experience a whole lot, but I don't think she experienced anything at all. And now she's tied down, married with kids. You can't go do your thing right now unless you go do your thing and run the risk. Like, you ain't.
Yeah. Before I got married, I did have fun. I wish I had more fun, but I did have fun.
You just know Lucinda from down the block. You're Ayesha Curry. If you gonna mess with anybody, trust me, we gonna know about it.
We all gonna know.
We get it, the phase. Now, this phase, if you can define it, is a particular phase where women are single, typically young, and they're not necessarily having, but it could include having sex or dating or both with multiple men. Basically finding out about themselves.
Yeah, what you like, what you don't like. It's a good phase to find yourself. Not to be a hoe, but to find yourself. Okay, guys?
And if you go through these guys, many of them may be bad or not for you. Then at the end of this particular phase, you will be able to appreciate the guy that you have, because you've been through so many guys and situations and had your heart broke that you would find out that this guy, Steph Curry, is the one for you. The problem with Ayesha Curry is because she's been with Steph since she was young, she has nobody to compare him to, which means that she is unsure of her own position. So to us, we think that something is wrong with her, but to her, this is the only guy that she knows about.
Facts. So she want to adventure.
So she doesn't understand what is really out there. And there are a lot of people who back this claim up.
And I don't even really think the issue with Ayesha Curry is her marriage. I just think that she's a woman that didn't get to have a face.
Yeah, she's just a woman that wasn't outside.
And she got married and tied down to the first nigga she fell in love with. And because she didn't get to experience different types of males or dating different type of people, not even just being able to be free and do what she want to do, it's coming out now. That's literally what that is.
Again, this lady is saying the same thing.
Facts.
She just needed to get it out of her system. And of course, now there's a rebuttal to this.
Sleeping around for women in their youth is way too easy, and it's hard to respect something that comes too easy. Even from a biological and evolutionary standpoint, a life of escapades with multiple men without any kind of emotional involvement is the antithesis of the female mating strategy.
She's in a lot of shit that just sound like she being a hater. But let's continue.
In other words, a woman sleeping around goes against natural law. Scarcity creates value, and girls are depleting their value by making themselves too easy. I
mean, I get that. Being too available will definitely bring your value down. If you answering your phone at 3 a.m. when they call you every time, it's bringing your value down. That's all time he gonna call you.
Easily available to men. They don't realize what's waiting for them at the end of an exciting 10 years or so. They're met with a ruined reputation and a slaughtered self-image. All of their encounters with men has led them to believe that all men want is one thing and that all men are the same, because her perception of men is now extremely skewed. For men who are looking for a woman to date or marry, understand that if her past is a trail of failed relationships and one-night stands, it's safe to draw a few inferences about whether or not she's really even worth your time. Women bond with the man they sleep with, and they develop an emotional connection, which is absolutely necessary from an evolutionary perspective. But this ability to bond stops coming into fruition when she repeatedly treats as nothing more than a physical need to fulfill, with absolutely no emotions involved.
Now, this lady has some strong points. She's saying, like, listen, women are not designed to go from man to man, because if they do, they're going to lack the ability to pair.
I get what she's saying. Two things can exist at one time.
Bond in the future. And so when you're in your phase, what you're doing is you're diminishing your self-worth or your worth to a man. Because if all of these men on your track record, whether you dealt with them sexually or not, but if you have dealt with them sexually, you have now diminished your value. So I said, look,
that I can understand. Like, if you having sex with all these guys, then yes, you're wilding out. But if you're dating multiple guys, like you just go to dates, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with dating. Having sex now is a different story. But dating multiple guys, do you think?
Let me think about this as, you know, not a man that's from the manosphere community and just coming down real hard on Ayesha Curry. Well, let me think of it like this. I'm now 44 years old. If I was 24 years old and a man wanted to get married to his wife, what would I tell him? I'll tell him, hey man, before you get married, you probably want to get it out of your system. What does that mean? Well, you might want to go out there and clap it up. You might want to go out there and experience who you are as a man, deal with different women. And then once you...
So before he even finished, my question is, why is it okay for a man to soil his royal oats? Is a whole saying about it, versus a woman who wants to go and also find her way and do the same thing. How y'all feel about that? Like, y'all feel like the double standard is okay? Because it's definitely a double standard. I feel like, do your thing. If you being safe out there and you want to do your thing, do your thing. I'm not telling you to go out there and have sexual relationship with every man you go on a date with. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, enjoy yourself responsibly, of course.
You get to where you are, you will understand that it's not really worth it, and you will settle down with one woman that you can stand. Got it. That's what I would say. And most of us would tell other men this. However, I'm not a woman. So is there some curiosity out there for women? I believe that just like men, women want to get it out of their system. They have needs, sexual needs. They need to find.
As a woman, that is true. I feel like women also got to get it out their system too.
Find themselves. So if I need to find myself as a human and as a man, I can understand a woman doing that.
Exactly.
But here's the problem, though, that women just don't understand. If I have 100 women in my life, but I'm successful, I have money, and I have built myself up, to a woman, that might be even more attractive because, number one, it may have meant that, well, this guy is more valuable. Two, he may or may not have a level of sexual experience. And, you know, hey, he has some level of things that he can deal with me, and he's the desirable man. This is not to say that every woman thinks like this, but if you can look at every guy who has a lot of money, who has a lot of women or has hell out of women, most women will not say,
that's what I'm saying. Here's the double standard. Look, the double standard is being placed in your face now.
Well, you know what? I don't want to deal with him because he has so many women, or a lot of women want him. You'll get that sometimes, but not all the time. But if you flip it to what a man can understand, if a man understands that you have many men, and of course, this is why women lie about body count. Why do women lie about body count? Because no woman wants to go into a man and say, you've had 47 dudes. The reason why women don't tell the truth and they say 47, but now they say 4, is because they know that their worth is tied to their body count. And men do not like phases, all right? Because one thing about phases, if you were yesterday, you're probably a today. We can look at Brittany Renner. which I got tricked because I thought like, well, maybe she changed her life. Well, she tried to change her life, but a tiger doesn't change their stripes. And so if a man...
So we can say the same thing about men. A man could go out and say they got it out, they did all that, and then, but a tiger don't change the stripes, right?
Thinks that you were back then.
You can't teach your dog new tricks, right?
And then he feels like that's just who you are. If you're a woman and you're not, because that's not who you are, then you're not interested in just being with any man. You're interested in being with the man that you want, or one man. And that is what is respectable. Now, Ayesha Curry seems like she missed out, and it's okay to seem like you missed out. I know a lot of guys have been married or with a girlfriend for a long time and they feel like they missed out. And some people do not feel like they missed out. It just depends on the person. I had a biochemistry instructor in medical school. He was probably one of the brightest guys in Poland. He had every opportunity to leave the city that I was in and go to Germany or go to the UK and teach, or even the States. And
all right, anyway, whatever he's saying. But anyway, with all that being said, how do y'all feel? Y'all feel like every woman should go through a whole phase? Do y'all feel like every man should go through a whole phase? Do you feel like you should sow your wild oats? Do you feel like the double standard is okay? How do you feel? Me personally, I feel like do your thing, as long as you're being safe and that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Everybody is human. Everybody has urges. Everybody has feelings. Everybody want to do stuff. Like I said, I was married and some pieces of me feel like I missed out on certain things because I got married so young. But anyway, enough about me. With all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And definitely let me know how y'all feel about this. Definitely let me know about the double standard and how y'all feel about that. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm out of here.